We are talking about a food that surprises a lot of people with IBS. So many people take wheat bread off the table when they're doing the low FODMAP diet, but that's not actually correct. Today, I'm joined by Chloe Valentine. She is a research dietitian with the Monash University FODMAP team, and she is here to clear up the mystery behind sourdough bread and teach you how you can enjoy it. Okay, Chloe, so my first question for you is, why is sourdough bread low FODMAP?
So unlike many breads found in the supermarket, traditional sourdough bread is made from just flour, water, salt, and a sourdough starter. So sourdough starter naturally contains bacteria and yeast, which are responsible for aerating the bread and making it fluffy and not doughy. So this happens through a process of fermentation, which means that the bacteria and the yeast break down some of those carbohydrates and release the gases to make it nice and fluffy. So the key part of this regarding FODMAPs is that process of breaking down the carbohydrates, because FODMAPs are types of carbohydrates. So FODMAPs like fructans, which are naturally present in some flours, are broken down in this fermentation process, meaning that the overall FODMAP content tends to be reduced.
That is such good news for us. So what I'm hearing is it's the fermentation process that's important, but how about different types of flour? Because there's different types of sourdough bread. So is the flour type important?
Yeah, so from our lab testing, we found that spelt and wheat flour-based sourdough breads have a lower FODMAP content compared to their non-sourdough alternatives.
Okay, so that's what we're looking for, wheat or spelt-based breads. We get a huge amount of emails from people asking if yeast in sourdough bread is a problem. What's your opinion on that?
So a key element of sourdough bread that helps reduce the FODMAP content is that length of time that the bread is left to sit and ferment, which is called proving. So when yeast is added to bread, this can often be done to reduce that proving time, that fermentation time, which means the FODMAP content might not be reduced as much. However, we haven't tested that specifically, so we would suggest that you test your personal tolerance to those sourdough breads with the yeast added in.
So those can still be on the table. You just need to try it and see how your body goes. That's such key information to know. Okay, so when we look at sourdough breads in the supermarket, some have really long ingredient lists and might contain some more sneaky high FODMAP ingredients. What should we be looking out for?
So I look for sourdough breads using flours that didn't necessarily reduce in FODMAPs during the fermentation process, which is ones like rye flour. Also look out for other concentrated FODMAP sources like soy flour, and any key high FODMAP ingredients like dried fruit or added in prebiotics like inulin and apple fiber. So keep an eye out in your ingredients list for those.
Oh, inulin is huge. It's just popping up everywhere at the moment. Such a frustrating ingredient. But those are really good ingredient tips. Now, if you're on the first phase of the low FODMAP diet, you've found your wheat or your spelt-based sourdough bread, how much can you enjoy in a meal?
So sticking to 2 slices of spelt or wheat sourdough bread in a meal is low FODMAP.
Oh, that's fabulous. That's enough for a sandwich or some amazing loaded toast. Chloe, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us today. You can still keep wheat-based sourdough on the menu as you go through the low FODMAP diet. If you need more information on the FODMAP content of food or help with your IBS, then please check out the Monash University Low FODMAP app or alittlebit.yummy.com.